Standard in Unit 6 is F5. Use graphs to describe relationships. To represent some real-world situations, you may need to break a graph into pieces to show sequence of events. It may not be as simple as drawing or interpreting a linear equation, which is a straight line. For example, on Thursday, Maxims went for a long nature walk, stopping for lunch at one point. The graph below represents the walk. Describe what he did during each interval shown. Okay? So, first step, look at the first piece of the graph and find her speed. So we're looking at this part right here. So we started at 0, 0, and we ended at 2, 6. Plug that into the formula, and I get 6 over 2. So our rate of change here is 3. Look at the second piece of the graph and find her speed. Okay? I'm going to change colors to make it a little easier. From here to here, 0. We didn't do anything. She stopped for lunch. Last one, look at the third piece of the graph and find her speed. So now we are going to go from here to here. Our coordinates are 3, 6, and 5, 11. And I get 11 minus 6 divided by 5 minus 3. And I get 5 over 2, which is 2.5. So what that tells me is this. First part of the hike, she was 3 miles an hour. Stopped for an hour lunch, and then her time went down a little bit to 2.5 miles per hour. Brett made a graph to show how far he traveled from home during a long-distance bike trip. Interpret the graph of his piecewise function. Now, it's called a piecewise function because there's different pieces of the graph that you have to interpret. So, first part, interpret the first segment of the function. The function begins at the origin. That means he has traveled 0 miles after 0 hours. The first segment of the function is linear and increases as it moves from left to right. Find the rate of change. So let's go ahead and do that. We're starting at 0, 0. And we want to find the rate of change. And that's going to be 3, 15. That's going to be 15 minus 0 over 3 minus 0. And I'm going to end up getting 5 miles an hour. Interpret the second segment of the function. He took a 2-hour break from here to here. 2-hour break. Interpret the third segment. The third segment is linear and decreases as it moves from left to right. So he started at 5, 15, 0, 8. 8 minus 15 divided by 0 minus 5. 8 minus 15. I get negative 7 over negative 5. Which would end up being 7 over 5. 7 divided by 5, and I get 1.5.